Gordy Rush, shout out to our guy who braved the weather in Norman, Oklahoma. Now, I was trying to get him to close the old window there in the broadcast booth. We didn't get that done, but it's okay. Because Gordy had to sit there in those elements, and he had to watch that
the offensive
scheme from ground level.
It's just real unlucky turn of events for that offense.
Gordy? I just wanted both teams to run the football so we could get out of there. I mean, it was a beautiful day until every about 2 minutes and a gust would come.
I know.
It was awful.
In pregame, you know the machine that shoots the punts, right? Mm-hmm. The jugs machine. I knew when they were trying to do that and get that done, and every time they shot it, it would end up in the crowd because of the wind. I was like, oh, this could be a tough day because, I mean, neither one of those quarterbacks was really going to be able to push it through the wind.
Yeah.
You know, Josh Allen not out there.
Mm. So I know you're not like real experienced with too much cold weather. So like, what's your go-to like attire? So how do you prepare? Do you got hand warmers?
That's not true. I didn't play for Green Bay, but we played at Iowa once. It was a -3, and then I played at Northwestern,
fair enough.
Which was 2 blocks from Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I ever got hit in cold weather, and it stung.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to come on the field. We had those Packers jersey and the hand warmers, the Packers jackets. Those big jackets and all. But not a whole lot of use, not a lot of experience, not like you.
Yeah, we were talking about the game, G, right before you came on. And, you know, I know we'll get to all the Lane Kiffin stuff. That is the main storyline. But we were like, it would be disrespectful not to talk about the defensive performance and what they did. And they were going to have to be perfect. And they had one play where they weren't perfect, and it was the difference in the game, but still a great performance by the defense, giving you at least an opportunity there to win.
Incredible performance. There were 2 plays, right? I mean, you know, perfect call. Oklahoma has that little slip screen, and you get the blitz. And then, you know, they were playing some sort of zone thirds, and I think DJ Pickett didn't get the call, and he squatted on that side, and the wide receiver ran right past him. And, you know, at that point, Corey and Blake, what do you say to DJ Pickett? You really can't jump his rear end. He's as well as he's played this year. You know, they realized it was a bust, and it's a shame. It's a shame. They played well enough to win. They played well enough to win a couple times this year.
Yeah, they did. And we were talking about right before you came on, if you could pair everything you're getting now on offense with what you already have on defense, I mean, you're talking about one of the top scoring offenses in the country. You're talking about an LSU defense that is 4th in the SEC, only giving up 18 points per game. I mean, on paper, it looks the part. Yeah,
it's a head shaker. No, you guys talk more because you're offensive guys. I mean, if Nussmeier's healthy, what happens this season, right? I mean, he's able to stretch the football field at Ole Miss. I mean, there's wide receivers running wide open.
If the offense just looks like a shadow of itself that it did a year ago, and I can't blame that completely on Nuss' injury, like the foundation, the X's and O's of this offense were just so flawed from the beginning, and you've seen it now. They're trying to implement some new stuff on offense. They tried to. It's just
you guys are offensive guys. To me, last year looked like what Joe Sloan wanted to do.
Yeah,
and it was more pass oriented, less run, but it was one thought. This year just was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Gosh,
and it was just a collection of plays. It didn't flow. It was just stuff.
Yeah, and the receiver screens was wild because they weren't like, and Matt talks about this often, they weren't like real receiver screens. Like you saw Oklahoma, you got a blitz, you replace the blitz with the ball and a screen, you got 2 linemen out front, tunnel screen, and then like LSU's were, hey, we're going to throw it to a receiver and hope he wins the 101 and gets as much yards as he can.
You tell me, Matt, when you get to the line of scrimmage and you've got you've got trips out there and all 3 DBs are squatting.
Right.
At some point, you got to be able to check out of that, right?
Yeah. There's. I
mean, I'm not going to keep throwing the screen in the numbers.
Yeah. It was bang your head on a wall, frustrating for offensive people to watch the offense play all year because of decisions like that. They had RPOs when there shouldn't be RPOs, which affected the lineman block into the second level, and you have your answer. So every play should have an answer to it. Every run play should have an answer to it. Every pass play should have an answer to it. And it's usually, but like, there's different answers to every test, right? Like and the answers made no sense. There was, like you said, there was no ability to check out. And even in this day and age where like college teams look to the sideline, like every time they looked to the sideline, the play that was called in or relayed in was usually wrong. And, and it was just, they were so, they got out of running plays early on so fast at any look, at any like deception that the box might not be clean, that the count might not be clean to the right side of the running game.
And that was all those timeouts that you saw where Nussmeier and Brian Kelly would argue about it because he was saying, just run it. Just go out there and run it. Right. It's not going to be perfect sometimes. Yeah,
and then it's like, oh, well, the safety's kind of coming down, or the wheels, shaded too over.
Much the plays were getting in too late. And there was another, how many times this year, Jake, I'm yelling play clock. Mentioning play clock. I mean, we're at 9. We're breaking the huddle. It's at 9. Yeah. You got a rookie quarterback in Van Buren that's on the road at Oklahoma, and you're going to get him in the line of scrimmage at 9, knowing that he's got some sort of – he's at least got to read half the field, got this play in half, or do something. It was frustrating to watch this year.
Guess what? We don't have to worry about it anymore.
No.
We got Lane.
No. And one thing Lane's always – no matter where he's been, no matter what the situation – he can call a game.
No.
I mean, one of, if not the best in college football. Gordy, you and I talked about it on the broadcast this year when we were doing the Ole Miss game. We were like, oh, he's going to come back to that. Oh, he's setting that up. He's going to come back to that. And every time he did, but you didn't know when it was going to happen. And I remember, like, he utilized the tight end so much in our game. Like, that was the thing that he saw that he tried to exploit. And when they needed to close the game, I remember us both being like, tight end. Like, watch it tight end, and it was a unique way. He got him free, and boom, tight end, game over.
He set up all that misdirection to sneak the tight end out. Look, for me, watching Lane over the years, he's always scripted the first 3 or 4 series better than anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. Mm-hmm. What I worried about, I thought was a good thing for LSU back to the Matt Corral years, is that he got away from some of it, and then he kind of freelanced a little bit.
Yeah. It
made more sense and more rhyme into things we talked about. He's doing A to set up B and then C and things like that. Was more consistent what he's doing. So I think it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fascinating. I should see the moves he makes now in recruiting. We got 2 days left, and there's a lot of moving going on. 2 days,
crazy, right?
I mean, I guess the good thing. So Penn State, when James Franklin leaves, they had 17 guys decommit.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, LSU's only had 2.
And you got people talking about flipping, and then 2 Ole Miss guys flipped out last night.
And even like some of the ones that have flipped, like you kind of felt like they might not get to the finish line from LSU's perspective. Like, maybe you should look elsewhere, at least in one of them. And so, like, that staff's done a great job of keeping the core together, and the job that Frank's done and the entire assistant coaching staff over there. And so, really, right now, the good thing for Lane, he's got a top 15 recruiting class, and you saw him meet with the top guys. Lamar Brown's there, in the office last night. And so I know that it's 2 days away, but at least the foundation was held together so well by the staff that now Lane can kind of come in and be the closer. And like you said, maybe get 1 or 2 guys that he had committed to Ole Miss.
I think Allen from Oklahoma was committed to Oklahoma over from Lafayette Christian.
Yeah.
He decommitted. He was here. Yeah. I actually saw a video coming last night. Like I said, there was a receiver and an offensive lineman from Ole Miss that decommitted yesterday. So it's going to be a fast and furious 48 hours. I know you guys are you're 24/7 on the recruiting. I'm joking. You're not. I'm like, that's going on. But I think the interest, and then, what sort of quarterbacks? This is a different sort of quarterback, he's looking at. There's all these rumors out there. Seller's going to put himself in the transfer portal. You're going to get a top-tier quarterback that wants to come. Mm-hmm. Chambliss up at Ole Miss has requested for another year.
Yeah.
Right, and hasn't been approved for that. So it's going to be a fascinating month of December before we get to the portal.
Yeah, that's the thing about with this Lane hire. It brings so much excitement from the offensive side of the ball. Like, you're going to be able to cherry pick a quarterback in the transfer portal. You're certainly going to be able to cherry pick quarterbacks out of high school just because of the recent success LSU's had with quarterbacking, 2 Heismans in the last 6 years. And now you're going to add Lane Kiffin. I was just kind of looking at random Lane Kiffin stats earlier, and his last year at Florida Atlantic, his quarterback was Chris Robinson, 291 of 471 for 3,701 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Florida Atlantic. Not bad, right?
And you know me, like, I usually know everybody. Yep. I got no idea who that fella is.
Chris Robinson.
No idea.
That was Lane's 3rd year. I think they went 11-3. That kind of like sprung him into the Ole Miss job. So take that. And you look at the like we just brought up Trinidad Chambliss. Like, who's Trinidad Chambliss? We said it before our game. I was like, I watched 1 game of him play, and I'm like, I don't think he's that good. Like, this first game playing, he just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So that's why I went pretty heavy, and like, this LSU's going to win this game. The defense is too good. Well, every single week, that kid got better.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not talking about just like making plays on accident. Like, being able to out athletic people and like someone pops open. I'm talking about reading first, second, third options, attacking the middle of the field. Like these things that he did better as absolute quarterback, professional type quarterback play got better and better every week. And you see that with Lane Kiffin offenses, which is something that we should be really, really excited about.
I think for me, the question on the offensive side of the football is the offensive line. I mean, it's a question we get, are they struggling? Are they that bad? My answer has been no.
Yeah.
To the point, how much of it's scheme?
Yeah.
How much of it is what they're getting asked to do? Again, you guys played more on the offense side of the football.
Well, I mean, this too, though. And Matt pointed out immediately, like the RPO can be a changeup. It can't be your foundation in your run game.
Right.
That gives the offensive line
it's a weapon.
Zero
it's
chance.
A tool to use.
Yeah.
It's not
no chance.
It's not a foundational thing. And scheme is like one thing. I think people overemphasize the word scheme a lot because it gets. You brought it up already.
Yeah.
The way he designs a first 15, the way he play calls, like he's telling a story with his play calling. Yeah. It's just not like what we saw with LSU. Let's try this play. Let's try this. Let's try this. Blah blah. Yeah. Scheme is one thing, and his scheme is great. But the way you coach that scheme, like I could take two teams that run the exact same plays. One team might be 10 times more successful because they do it better. Like they run their routes for more of a purpose. I saw LSU blocking their offensive line block this year with no real rhyme or reason to what they were doing. Like the coaching techniques they have on the top of their routes, how they're running seam routes versus cover 3 versus cover 2, how they're running seam routes versus cover 1, how they're running comeback routes in different coverages, what their outside receiver, how he's releasing versus cover 2 with an inside stick route. Like there's different things. I think well-coached schemes, like I think the word scheme gets used so much, but how a coach coaches the basics. There's only so many directions a receiver can run.
And you guys, and that's why I love this talk because you guys are offensive guys. But I can tell you one of my favorite conversations was 2011 after LSU beat West Virginia. And I had to do the Les Miles TV show for the first time. And so that meant Les was going to take a good hour to shower and put a suit on and all that.
Completely different than what we have now.
Yeah, right? I mean, the horn's going off in 5 minutes. And I sat downstairs, a friend of a mutual friend between Dana Holgerson and I. Went and sat down, and Dana and then Shannon Dawson was the OC from Hammond, who's down in Miami now. And, we're talking ball, and he's talked about that, how good LSU was defensively. We never see that many big guys, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him some offensive questions like, Gordy, we really run 6 or 7 plays, and that's all that we run, but I can do 5 things out of them. But we run them over and over and over again. And, we had an 8th play, but we felt like it took too much time away. And I think that, that's when you hear the simplicity of some of that stuff. And so many times people overthink offenses and just how sharp, Ole Miss runs their stuff. It's precise. And and that was a problem with LSU. I mean, everything was clunky, nothing was smooth.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like, that's why people always have success when they go 2 minutes before half. Yeah. Like, they're like, well, they haven't done anything all game. They just went down the field. Well, because 2 minutes is day one install, and it's stuff that you've repped. Yep. Oklahoma hit a big play because what do you do with a struggling offense? You up the tempo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you confuse the defense. So you run you hit a seam route.
Yeah.
Like, how many? They probably ran that play 10 times that game already. But you rush it.
And that wasn't the primary route. I mean, that was, he just.
And Mateer came back to it.
Mateer did a nice job.
Yeah, he saw it. And also the thing about Lane's offense that we've talked about a ton here on the show when we're talking about Ole Miss, but certainly we'll get more into it. The thing I love about the run portion of it is he wants to run the football.
No question.
And he's very diverse in the run game. It's not going to be inside zone 89% of the time. It's going to be power, which LSU football didn't run one this year, which is fascinating to me. We couldn't go a series without running a power when we played. Counter, inside, outside zone, stretch lead. I mean, everything's up.
One thing I would say, one critique I've always had for Kiffin's offense is his quarterbacks take hits.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Corral, by the time he got to us, was limping. I remember he ran it for like 18, 19 times at Tennessee. Jackson Dart took hits. Yeah. Chambliss, not a big guy. I've surprised the amount of hits he hasn't taken this year.
Yeah, I don't know if we can blame Kiffin for Jackson Dart from what we've seen from Jackson with the Giants so far.
That's fair. That is completely fair. Shout out to Verge Osbury as well.
Yes.
I mean, Verge had a target, was not going to be denied, stayed on the target, was calm in the process. I mean, I had the chance to fly up to the game with him, and, man, there was no panic. It was smooth sailing, and he felt confident in what was going to go down. And I was impressed just, sitting a couple feet from it and watching it all play out, G. And Verge said, he's like, we're going to get the best coach in America. And he had one guy, and he honed in on that guy and got the guy.
Yeah, shout out to Verge. As good of friends as he is with Scott Woodward, to go through that and all the political and everything else to stay focused on that target. And being around it last weekend down in the locker room for the Western Kentucky game, Buddy felt confident that they were going to get Kiffin. They felt like there was Kiffin, and in their minds there was a big enough drop and it'd be a harder sell for Drink, who we both like.
Yeah,
right. I like Eli Drinkwitz. I think he's a fantastic football coach. Would it be a hard sell to say here, we're going to pay Eli $11 million a year after we paid Brian Kelly $54 million to come down here and pay us $5 million
trust me,
a year?
Everybody let me know what they felt about
I like Drake. I think he's a good coach.
But to your point, it was Kiffin. Then there was a drop in a lot of people's minds.
I think they were all, we got to have Kiffin.
Yeah,
we're all in on
which
Kiffin.
I can appreciate. You're like, hey, this is the guy. I'm not going anywhere else. This is the only direction I'm going in because I feel confident enough. And look, Verge is a new athletic director. He's been doing, something here at LSU for 30 years after he's done playing. Like, he's been in every aspect of the athletic department. He has seen how things play out. And so, he's new to the athletic director title, but he's been involved in this for a long time.
No, absolutely. He's been involved. He has a great relationship with Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah.
And kudos to Verge for that. But it was a fascinating week. From everything from Drinkwitz to taking the Missouri deal. Once the chips started to fall, you felt better and better about Lane coming here. And I just shake my head at the Auburn situation. I mean, John Summerall's wife went to Auburn.
Yeah.
I think
he's from Huntsville, I believe.
Yeah, he's from Huntsville. Auburn's much a more attractive job, and just apparently John Cohen wanted them to take DJ Durkin and staff and what have you. And when the market is that, the demand, you have a low supply of coaches and you have that much demand on them. And then for them to pull Alex Golish out at 1 a.m. They made that call at 1 a.m. on Friday. Hey, would you take the job?
Yeah.
It's kind of a head shaker there.
Wow.
I know for some reason, and I've heard from all the Auburn folks that, like, Cohen just never wanted to fully give himself over to John Summerall, which is fascinating to me. I mean, for what he's done and multiple – remember, Troy had kind of fallen off from what we know Troy to be. As soon as he got there, they started winning games again. So it's not only a Tulane.
There was a gap after Neil Brown left, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he coached at Kentucky in the SEC.
How was Kentucky doing?
And even,
waiting that late?
No idea. Look, happy. We got Lane Kiffin and a couple of head shakers. And look, I love Pete Golding. I think Pete's a great guy. Is that emotional play at this point? You have to give the permanent title right now?
Yeah, Pete's the head coach is interesting. It is. I mean, I've played a round of golf with Pete.
I like Pete.
You don't even play golf,
right?
I don't even play golf. But It was a Senior Bowl event.
I do want to ask you, like, I know we're late for a break here, but I do want to ask you they're everything kind of rushed and just everybody nationally, except for in Louisiana, because we don't really care because we got our guy. But everyone nationally talking about like the college football schedule and how it's like because of this, how sloppy this was, how messy this kind of was. Like, is there any fix in your mind to the college football just timing of signing days, and is there any fix that any way to get this better?
You got to move something, or you're going to have this every year.
I know.
Every year when it comes down to now we're seeing it for the first time that the signing day is on the Wednesday after the last regular season before the championship game.
Yeah.
The transfer portal is where it is right there. I mean, you're forcing coaches' hands right now and disrupting seasons, and ultimately the biggest loser are the student athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, student athletes now. And, you feel for the kids at Ole Miss that are put in that spot.
Oh, we were talking about it earlier. Of all people, Rick Pitino had a great point.
Yes.
He's like, y'all got it messed up in football. That would be like us getting the 1 seed in March before the March Madness and then saying we got to go. It's the same thing. Like, that's what you're telling these coaches. Like, because, like, LSU wasn't going to wait until January.
No.
Couldn't.
You can't.
You got to have a leader.
Right.
You had to have a leader for signing day. You had to, like, you don't want to have an interim coach, no matter who it is, for 6, 7, 8 weeks, right? So you had to have a leader in place to get everything moving in the right direction.
Yeah, almost coming back to Pete Golden, and he very well may do a great job and be the guy at Ole Miss, but it almost forces Ole Miss's hand.
Yeah.
If I don't stabilize this ship right now, I've got recruits coming on Wednesday. I've got this game that's coming on. I'm trying to hold this team together. I got the transfer portal. I almost have to make a play right now.
Yep. For sure. G, appreciate it, brother. It's been a
All
long
right,
time
guys, it's gonna be a long
since we had you
day.
in studio.
Yeah, it was great. Anything.
You look good in here.
Yeah, you look warmer the last time I saw you.
What's that?
Look warmer.
Thanks a lot. By the way, I took my 15-year-old son, so I took Jax, an alumni,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm getting crushed right now because his seats were in section 228. He made it to halftime.
Wait,
He made it to halftime.
Where'd he go?
228 was the
Yeah,
upper.
absolutely.
He went back to the pre-party. And
sure.
poor kid was shriveled. And so if I get a call for child abuse or something today, I might need y'all to bail me out.
Yeah, hey, I'll vouch for you. I'll vouch for you. I'll throw it on Lou and the equipment staff for not getting him a parka.
It's his fault. It's all
definitely
Lewis's
fault.
No question.
Lou and Maui, it's their fault. G, appreciate it, brother.